15 years ago, a shooting in Portland evolved into a murder case. Darien Richardson was only 25 years old when she died from her injuries after intruders broke into her apartment in Portland and shot her twice.
Her family has prayed for Portland police to solve the case, but there have been two big roadblocks. One involves the gun used in the shooting. The other involves the people who know what happened. They aren't talking. Her parents say justice for Darien is long overdue. Here's Chris Costa.
15 years is a long time. It's frustrating and just anger that someone hasn't been held accountable and is walking among us with blood on their hands.
January 8th, 2010. Darien Richardson was asleep in her apartment on Ratcliffe Street in Portland with her boyfriend. At 1:30 a.m., armed intruders burst in and opened fire.
I mean, we never imagined in our wildest dreams that this would happen.
Bullets hit Darien's left hand and right leg. She and her boyfriend survived that night, but 7 weeks later, Darien died from a blood clot linked to those gunshot wounds. She was 25 years old.
Your children are supposed to outlive you, and you look forward to the rest of your life with your children, and then that's taken from you.
Her parents, Judy and Wayne, have been waiting 15 years now for someone to come forward to end the years of wondering.
Every morning I think about her, every night. And then with that, when this is unsolved, why did this happen? Where are they? Have they done it again? People know, and yet 15 years, people haven't come forward. Right under the surface, it's like, oh, Darien should be here. Here's her sister.
To be in her sister's wedding. Instead, just her photo in a charm attached to her sister's bouquet. A chance to be an aunt to her nephew. The closest she'll get to him is a picture on the shelf. Memories of her infectious smile.
Her smile, she had a smile that it drew people to her like a magnet. It really did.
And her love of dancing. Darien was working towards her master's degree in education.
The detectives on scene back in 2010 treated this just like it would a homicide, with pictures and DNA and, interviews.
For Portland police, that included interviewing Darien's boyfriend, Corey Gerard.
Yeah, we've been in touch. Everybody that's named in the case we have talked to.
Court records show police found Gerard had a handgun with him the night of the shooting. Those same documents reveal Corey admitted to investigators that night he had been dealing large amounts of oxycodone between New York and Maine. In 2015, Gerard pled guilty to possessing a firearm while being an unlawful user of marijuana. Darien's parents believe he was the target of the shooting.
If he was a target, he's still alive and well and moved on with his life for 15 years. He's doing better than we are, and he's doing much better than Darien is.
Portland police would not talk about the details of their investigation. They say they need to protect the case so that they can prosecute it. But investigators did say they've made movement on Darien's case in the last 12 months. Detectives say that's due to a change in approach.
We're being allowed now to pull detectives full-time, and you guys are working on this, nothing else, for the next 6 months. Tell me what you have.
Lieutenant Nick Goodman says that concerted effort has paid off in other cases too. He says in the last 4 years, Portland detectives have solved 4 of the 16 unsolved cases they're investigating.
We're starting to see home runs with these, right?
Here's a picture of her when she was a teacher.
Now, Darien's parents have become advocates for gun safety measures, in part because of a loophole in Maine's background check system that still exists today. Just weeks after she died, police found the gun used to kill her at the scene of a different, unrelated murder. Detectives analyzed the bullet from her hip. Forensic testing proved that bullet came from the gun in that other murder. Police traced the gun to its original purchaser, who told investigators he sold it privately to someone he did not know.
And they called us in and said, we found the gun, but good news, bad news. We traced it as far as it can go.
No background check, no records kept. It is one of the loopholes in private sales of guns. State law now only requires background checks during private sales if that sale is advertised, such as a gun show.
I mean, there's lots of loopholes with private sales. You don't have to essentially do anything. You could be a felon and show up at a guy's house and buy a firearm and say you're not, right? So, yeah, there's a lot of that, and that's a problem.
In that time, he bought the gun, then sold it, and ended up killing 2 people, not 1, 2 people within a month. This is just like your life. You want
From months to years, the Richardsons have waited for justice.
You are living in limbo. It's this cloud over your head, over your life.
Because people say, they'll say, you looking for closure?
No.
No, we're looking for justice. We're looking for justice for Darien.
Chris Costa reporting. We tried reaching out to Corey Gerard but did not get a response. There is a $15,000 reward for any information that leads to an arrest and conviction of the person or people responsible. To provide information anonymously, you can call 207-874-8584 and leave a message on the department's crime tip line. You can also text the keyword PPDME and a message to 847-411. And for more cases that are waiting for that one tip, check out Maine's Unsolved on News Center Maine Plus. You can find that on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, and Apple TV. It's free. Just download and watch on your TV.